first match of the tournament. The Winnerbracket Quarterfinal in this double elimination setup. W3 Champions ladder. It is these two guys here. It is Happy, the absolute dominator of the scene, winning season 2 of W3 Champions, winning DreamHack back to back, and pretty much winning everything that he signs up for. This guy, he's the one to beat. And WaN, he is definitely a little bit of an underdog, I would say, but you called it. His performances recently are getting better and better and better and better and better. In the ESL Meisterschaft, the German championship, he did a very, very good job. And also at DreamHack, top 8. And of course, he is part of the Mouse Sports Undead think tank. He said in the interview this week, well, X-Lord showed that it's possible to defeat Happy in a best of 3, so maybe I can do it too. And we will bear witness to the match that is WaN versus Happy. Let's go.
And ahead of that match, I had a certain thought in mind as to what strategy here would be looking like. And I imagine many of our viewers out there would have had the same. Happy probably gonna go with his DK Fiend standard. That's normally what he plays. And WaN would be going with his good old boy Papa Roach. But guess what, man? It's not Cryptlord over here. Even on this map, on Northern, where it's pretty good, no, he's going for DK standard himself. And that's the first time in a long time that I see WaN rotating back to DK and Undead.
Absolutely. We are on the new patch. We are on 1.32.9. The Cryptlord got multiple nerfs. And yeah, maybe that is the moment where we don't see Cryptlord anymore. Lots of other changes. We will talk about them during the broadcast. For creeping, for Undead creeping, a lot has changed as well. And oh, we wait for the last hit here. WaN playing around it nicely. Oh, did he? Wait.
Yeah, they both got their respective creeps.
Okay.
It's all good. It's all in order, Neo.
Sorry. I'm a little rusty, man. Like 2 days not casting. Feel like need some moments to get into this. But a lot of the early Undead creeping has changed, Remo. And can you please educate the viewers what's happening? What happened?
Yeah, while the Cryptlord certainly got a lot of changes to the Beetles, some buffs and some nerfs, probably overall nerfs, but it's still left to be discovered. Also, outside of Cryptlord, the Rod of Necromancy was changed. The cooldown timer now for using the Rod has been increased from 22 to, I believe, 26 seconds. So a 4-second increase. And that means effectively you cannot spam them as quickly anymore. This definitely switches up a lot of the ingrained Undead creep routes that the Undead have been used to for so many years. It's a little differently now. The intention there for Blizzard was to strengthen the human economy in the early game, so aka peasants shouldn't be dying too easily anymore. This was the targeted change. But really, it affects every matchup, everywhere, all the time, because of course, well, creeping is part in every matchup for Undead at all stages. So, yeah, it's also a little weird because it, as I said, messes with your timing that you've been getting used to for so many years. So it's time for Undeads now to rethink a little bit and to get used to this new change.
True, and yeah, as we said, every creep route on every map is affected, and there was only 3 days time to adjust, so let's see how effective these guys are. WaN, level 2.5, still spending time in the middle of the map. Happy is creeping with a lightning shield here on the middle on the expansion. That was pretty good. This will be a quick level 3. WaN is scouting all the time with his illusion. Quite annoying if you ask me, if the DK is running around constantly. But that is level 3 for Happy. That is a claws of attack plus 9. This is a pretty good start, I would say. WaN now, after creeping the middle, going back to his expansion.
Yeah, the other mirror, when it's Fiend mirror, is pretty predictable at the early stages. Normally there's one best creep route that both go for, and that is what we see here at the moment. Triple green into natural, then you get the level 3. And then perhaps you try to snipe an item from the middle, but the opponent would be doing the same. That is usually what we see, but Happy is changing course over here. He's instead going over to the Ogre Magi, and this may have to do with the new skeletons, but you can't have them out quite in the same masses as before, as at the moment you only can have out 4, where in the past it used to be 6, and in general slows down creeping. So WaN, pretty surprised now to be finding himself alone in the middle of the map. He was expecting his opponent to be there, but as he's not, WaN tries to go for the big cam from the Overseer. And Happy creeping so passively, there's nothing really can do about it.
Yeah, interesting. This is a good mid-game here so far, stealing this item away. It's only a Belt of Giant Strength, but it's his Belt of Giant Strength that nobody can take away from him anymore. Can he get both of them? That's a little ambitious. Happy comes in from the right-hand side. Creeps are starting to attack him, and now we fight for the marketplace. Before we get a result here... Oh, wait a second. Okay, we do have a fight here. Lich is coming, so I think they will disengage from each other because we have a lot of contributions to the tournament prize pool already. Thank you, Hipposaurier, for the 10 euros. WC3 Sunny for the $1. Nigel Fabi, $1. Romze, $1. And the Manic Twig, the Madman, with $100. Much love to all of you.
Thank you guys so very much. We're trying to raise that goal here. To get to 4,500 at the end of the weekend would make it a 2v2 tournament also for next season, which would be amazing. The two armies here facing off against each other. Happy made the choice to still contest the middle, but first going for his Tuskar camp, which he was aware he would be getting for free, and then he could contest the second camp in the middle. This has effectively resulted in him getting a little more experience on the DK, but not the big permanent item. But as you mentioned, the belt, the permanent item that he found, isn't really the greatest, because normally hero focus rarely becomes an issue, as it's normally all down to sniping the fiends. Happy now quite aggressively moving across the map, where WaN just wants to be left alone, taking out his own Tuskar camp. Happy would of course love to steal the item here away. That would be a big deal if you could secure the next consumable item.
Kinda looks like it, both very conservative with the mana. Coil Nova here, Scroll of the Beast for WaN. Experience went to Happy though. Lich is kind of empty on the experience bar, trying to snipe a fiend here, but Happy gets the statue out as well. Feels like they're both in fighting shape. Well, let's see for how long. Next fiend comes in for Happy. That's a 3 supply lead he has at the moment, while we are waiting for the tier 3 to kick in. We see it very early Temple of the Damned by Happy.
Oh wow. Before 40 supply, before Orb or third hero.
Yeah. Dark Ranger
that
here.
is crazy early.
Dark Ranger
with that,
now.
he gives up the third hero, yeah. Without the Dark Ranger, how is Happy supposed to fight here? Doesn't seem like he can. He's getting silenced and losing the first fiend. And Happy with that takes a significant loss here. It's not the end of the world, but it's certainly noticeable. But I mean, that he had to expect if he decides to delay the third hero.
Yeah, part of his game plan, I guess. We have a couple of subs for our channel as well. Thank you very much, Jace90, Nawizi Bachi, Snowfallen, Tingis, 29 month. Oi, oi, great evening to come. Be Lusted, Drilltainment, Amaflex, PhD with a $5 donation. Emerald with the 11-month resub. And Viking, thank you for the host.
Thank you guys very much. So with that little bit of a lead there in the center of the map, WaN was able to grab up the next big item, and that was, once again, a very subpar one. So he found Book of the Dead, Belt, and Scroll of the Beast from his biggest drop so far. That is very unlucky, honestly. Yeah. If Todd was in this cast, he would say, well, if I was Hawk now, I would just leave the game like he did yesterday in the Skill Play Open Cup. I don't know if you saw that.
No.
But deciding map, number 4, Amazonia. Hawk goes for the creep of the first lab, and he finds a ring, and GG's out right away. So that's how that series ended.
Wow.
When it started off so well, when he was leading 1-0 on Echo Isles, but Happy still turned it around as he so often does. Can Happy do that here now as well? It seems like he's with a bit of a deficit here so far, the Russian, but not the most enormous of deals. It's about last hits here now. No spell used to get the first one. It's leveled up for Happy. Silence coming in. Happy secures the next one as well. Almost level 4 on the DK. Not quite. Book of the Dead being used by WaN, but we already have Destroyers against it. Nice split of them, though. It basically wasn't dispelled at all. The Destroyer just got rid of the enemy Silence. On the enemy Lich, I should say. And some Fiends here are in trouble now. WaN doing a good job pushing forward. Happy realizes he doesn't quite have the same firepower, trying to fall back, trying to minimize losses. And in fact, so far, nothing has died.
Really crazy fight. Happy with good. Coils one Fiend very, very hurt. We do have another Nova that could kick in. The Dark Ranger is blocking here. A little bit too late with that Nova, I guess. Silence comes in. Dark Ranger for WaN, a little out of position. Oh no, what's she doing? Just dead. Little too ambitious there. Now all the Fiends of Happy are hurt. He can't really continue the fight, but without the Dark Ranger, WaN maybe not in fighting shape anymore, despite having the 50 supply.
The level 4 DK in the Undead Mirror has always been a big deal, big difference maker because of the increased movement speed of the level 2 aura. That, of course, now has also been nerfed. It's no longer 20% bonus, but only 17.5. It is not the most enormous of changes we've ever seen, but it is a slightly noticeable one. So with level 3 against level 4 DK, you can fight a little bit better nowadays, which is exactly what WaN now finds himself, where he finds himself, in what kind of position. Because again, his DK creeping early on wasn't as good as Happy's was. And now with Happy creeping up even more, building more in his experience lead, and possibly getting the red camp after he's, expanding even more on his experience advantage. Did he just buy Gloves of Haste from the marketplace?
I think so. Yeah, why not? If you have the gold, Happy definitely has 600. He doesn't have to do a transition at all because he has the Banshees. Wait. Okay, there's one Banshee for anti-magic shield. Wonder if that's gonna be like worth the early temple, because what's this one Banshee really doing?
I talked with Xlord about this when I asked him why especially his matchup, and by extension the European Undead Mirror matchup, has moved away from faster destroyers and expansion and more into faster Banshees. And Xlord said that players, including himself, started to realize recently how just that single curse on the Lich is basically worth the tech. Not even necessarily the anti-magic, because you can't cover your whole army in it, but just cursing the Lich and maybe the Dark Ranger can have crazy value over time.
And maybe in a dicey situation, also the anti-magic shield. This item, Remo, Katga's Pipe of Insight. All the bad luck in the world before, but this makes up for it. The best aura for any undead. More mana on them.
And also a new, or let's say a changed item here on the Lich of Happy. He found the Medallion of Courage, which isn't the crazy big aura, but still okay. Was on the Lich always decent for health and mana and right-click damage, and now has been increased from +4 stats to +5 stats in an attempt to make it more in line with the other items, which I think was a really good change by Blizzard and makes this Lich even stronger.
Happy
Very
himself.
respectable damage now.
Happy himself said that it's even too strong now, which I found kind of, I don't know, questionable, I guess. We have a creep jack from the Russian and WaN. Is he willing to get out of there? Yes, he is. How many losses? 2 Fiends. The Destroyer by Happy should fall. Oh, the Fiends. 3 Fiends gone. Disastrous move. And Happy got the expansion on the back of things. So this is all of a sudden, like in the span of 1 minute, this game went into Happy's direction for sure.
Yeah, that seemed like the neck breaker move. Getting a crucial creep jack there, 3 kills, expansion on the back of it. And even a Katga's Pipe is unlikely to get you out of this sticky mess now.
Well, you never know. Make one mistake, a hero falls, and it can all swing around. But yeah, making mistakes and Happy, that's 2 things you don't really say in one sentence too often. Pretty good game.
Which hero are you going to kill? Like the Lich with a big invul and almost 800 HP? The DK with 11 armor and the Ring of Regen as well? The Dark Ranger, who now has a small invul potion. And the Dark Ranger, by the way, is expendable. She doesn't have to be kept alive at all costs. Again, we have a fight here, a brewing. One Destroyer gets webbed right away, but there's not enough Fiends anymore, not enough firepower anymore. Dust was not forgotten, and more kills go Happy's way. He's got a bunch of skeletons here as well. WaN in an impossible position. If he morphs the Destroyer to get out the skeletons, he's just going to get ensnared and died. Or I should say, webbed and died. And of course, behind all this, we still have the expansion running for Happy, who's getting closer and closer to 70 supply, stronger upgrades, getting ahead little by little.
Yeah, true. Don't see that much hope for WaN at this point, but he keeps on fighting. And it's kind of reminiscent of previous games between the two, where for a long time WaN is able to keep up with Happy. Maybe even get advantages here and there. But at the very end, the Russian is just a tiny bit better. And that in a mirror match can make all the difference in the world. So, Abominations now. Interesting. Maybe gearing up for the last important fight. Maybe with faster reinforcements. Maybe with the shop in his bag, he can do something here.
And Happy's just patiently sitting outside this base right now. Reminds me quite a bit of their games of Happy versus Xlord and DreamHack, where there was a lot of patient play being asked of both. But every now and then, Happy finds a snipe there on the Fiends. Just way superior firepower now for the Russian. A-bomb's decent for tanking the front line, but you can also see it's so easy to focus that target because all of your army is always going to be in range to focus on it, and then you can kite against it. Finally, something here being done by WaN. He's getting 2 Fiend kills, or I should say 1 Fiend, 1 Banshee, maybe another. Not quite that Fiend. Happy plays it safe, TP's out. And yeah, still has expansion to rely on, which should bring him the victory here sooner rather than later.
Yeah, and that is... The Scroll of the Beast gone. That's the 25% damage buff gone. Can he still cancel the expansion somehow? Doesn't really seem like it. Happy is scouting for everything, everywhere. And he should be ready for the defense as well, as we have a Nerubian tower. Easier to kill nowadays, but alright. Not the first target here. Web again, Burrow again as the Fiend was a little mispositioned. WaN's taking way too much damage. Can't really coil against it. And that's the 5 supply unit gone. He's fighting bravely, but it's a 20 supply lead for Happy.
Yeah. His mechanics are looking okay. The micro is decent, but it is also a numbers game at this point. Finally level 4 DK. Man, that took forever.
Oh, all the Fiends so hurt. Yeah, you can't coil against that, really. There's silence, and that's the GG. Happy takes map number 1.
Quite convincingly, once again, on his map, Northern Isles, he's successful as he is so often. Interesting creep route there in the mid game. Did give him a bit of an experience lead on the DK, but WaN also was able to capitalize on that with better items. Or with bigger item spots, I should say. If he finds better items there, that game could look different. But I think he got a little over-eager as well. Getting that 1 Fiend kill in the middle, where he got the Dark Ranger first. In the end, Happy, once again, looks like the superior player. But not without chances for WaN.
Absolutely. And we all know Northern Isles is Happy's map. So we'll see. Maybe map 2 is gonna go into WaN's direction a little more. Got a couple of new subs. Thank you, Anme. Thank you, WalkWans, for the 4-month sub. Keep it up, Dream Team. So sweet of you. And Blood Omen with 100 bits. Much love for that as well.
And Cooper is leading 1-0 against X-Lord, by the way.
Wow.
Quite surprising.
Days of underperformance are over, hey?
Of overperformance are over, yeah.
Yeah. What did I say? Underperformance?
Yeah.
Oopsie. You know, we didn't get all the DreamHack tournaments, right? So we'll see where this goes. By the way, if you're more of a fan of supporting the W3 Champions team in the long run, and not only for the tournaments, but to support the development of W3 Champions, they have a Patreon as well. It's over at patreon.com, w3champions.com. You can easily find it in the bot, or you just use the search on Patreon themselves. That is probably the best way to support the developers behind this. There we go. We can become a Patreon pretty easily at the moment. Oops, okay. Only 11 Patreons there. It's only $73 a month and or euros a month at the moment. Yeah, so maybe we can help the team, the geniuses, the coders, the community managers themselves to make their time a little more worthwhile. And of course, maybe support servers in the future. There's plenty of ways.
Yeah, help that is certainly deserved. The fact that they've been putting in so much work over these last few months with basically no pay at all. There's been a bit of a Patreon support, but let's be honest, that is nowhere close to what these guys are putting in. It's all a passion project, which I think rings true with many of us who have stuck with this game over so many years, and still to this day want to see it succeid. And is the reason why so many people are crying out that Frost Giant Studios needs to make a game with heroes.
I would definitely support that. Did you watch the Pylon show with the devs already?
Parts of it, not all.
Pretty good.
Yeah, But they are like extremely early on.
Yeah. So yeah, it will probably take a few years, and until then, we will continue to support Warcraft and the guys behind W3 Champions. And if Blizzard continues their way, like they had in the past couple of weeks, then we will support them as well. It's a good time to be a Warcraft fan at the moment. I really, really enjoyed the town hall on Wednesday that we both were on. Great community feel. It was amazing. So, oh, haha, kind of forgot we have a little bit of a different map pool here in this tournament. We have two maps that usually are not in, for example, the DreamHack map pool. The one is Autumn Leaves, and the other one is Turtle Rock, which is back, and that's the map we're gonna go next.
Yeah, returning favorite, at least for some players, for others not so much. Historically has always been very good for Orc and Undead. The other races there against those premier ones usually don't fare too well. But an Undead Mirror, of course, let's go ahead. Let's go there. But you know, like many big maps, quite a bit of RNG is involved, and we're gonna play some Casino Warcraft over here.
Casino Warcraft, indeed. Man, it's been a while since I casted a match on Turtle Rock. Of course, no close positions anymore. That's a thing of the past. But it always feels good, feels nostalgic. Feels like coming home. Let's go Turtle Rock. Happy one map away from the winner bracket, a semi-final, where he would face either X-Lord or Cooper. This is the other winner bracket quarterfinal that's been played at the same time, but maybe WaN is able to take a map off of him, which is in the European circuit. Quite an accomplishment already. The Muslim did it last time. That was quite a surprise back then. So he isn't unbeatable, especially after X-Lord has shown that he can even lose a best of 3. So we got Happy in the upper left, we got WaN in the bottom right, and we got a new sub by Moklak and Vater Guts.
Thank you guys. Are the Crypt Lord days over? Neo, are we back to just DK Fiends all the time?
We're back to just DK Fiends all the time, to the micro wars. I think the Royal Rumble with the Crypt Lord is gone.
That makes me sad. Such a wonderful hero that I liked so much, and I know so many other players out there enjoyed so much. Playing against, of course.
Yeah, I mean, it's still a pretty good matchup for fans of micro and control, because that's what it's all about. They always go for the same units, and of course a little bit of timing and stuff, but it's really a lot about execution, and maybe for the purists, that's a little better than the Crypt Lord craziness.
What do you mean? I'm a purist. I love Crypt Lord craziness. Like 50 supply ghouls running all over the place, being across 2 screens. It's amazing. But apparently, not what we're gonna see here between these two today.
Starting off with WaN's little turtle creep spot here. Got the experience, chases the Acolyte away, gets the rest there as well. Mental of Intelligence for him, good start. On the other side, Gauntlets also pretty decent. First blood goes to Happy.
A player's forces are under attack.
So, on many other maps, the clearly best creep route is very well established. On Turtle Rock, perhaps not necessarily as much, because we see it way less in competitive games. It is very tempting to go green into green at your side of the map, and then go for claws maybe, into shop maybe, because the 2 green camps are easy to take because of medium armor. And you get level 2 right away from those. Spawning red camps, of course, have also very good items, but quite hard to creep at the beginning stages. And of course, being able to grab early a shop creep with a watch award is amazing. The fact that this map still has watch awards is honestly ridiculous. In no way should that be in a competitive RTS, but oh, here we are.
Indeed, Remo. You can send them an email. Just remove them. Thank you, Coitus Interruptus, for the €5 donation. Keep up your amazing streams. Ooh-wee, thank you.
The player's forces are under attack.
Alright, so For both players, it is green into claws. Here we have claws got changed as well. It's now +5 damage instead of +6 damage. So it's a little more even to circlet rings gloves. Happy on the other side gets the circlet, which should now be the best item, especially for the early game.
Yeah, it's just a very well-rounded item. A lot of people are saying that circlet is actually the best item was even before. And I can see an argument for that, kind of. But it's really when the right-click damage from a hero in the early game gets out of control. This is where the items can really feel really unfair. Like if you find a circlet and with that your hero gets a little tankier or gets like, I don't know, a little bit more armor from the circlet, does that really make so much of a difference? It helps, certainly, and it's an all-around item. But it's really the 2 claws and 3 claws stacking up that suddenly can make it feel very unfair to play up against. And I think this is a good change that was implemented.
True. Wait, did Happy just staff back and sold the staff immediately?
Yeah. He didn't buy a new rod either because he needs to get the next item slot for the one he's gonna find here, which is kind of cool.
Huh, okay. Yeah, a lot of treasure hunting at the moment. This time it's the ring for Happy. And WaN is the first one going for the shop with the Watch Awards, which is kind of okay to creep, I feel, with pulling the creeps out and then they move back all the time. It's not that hard, really. What do we got? Oh, Happy's just creeping that straight up. Should be a little faster with that.
Kind of typical Happy early game, expending a lot of mana and health to creep really fast. And he, by the way, did not buy the second Rod of Necromancy, so that saves him 150 gold. Very often will he skip that in favor of, well, having more resources to spend elsewhere. That Ring of Regen is going to be very helpful now to heal up again. May sell it later, but he already has some stat boosting items for the Licha as well. And, okay, did get a new Rod here to be able to creep a little easier.
Got a crystal ball, and he keeps them. WaN, by the way, pretty good inventory for a Lich. Lich is out for Happy. Not the greatest equipment yet. Wait, is WaN going aggressive?
Players' forces are under attack.
That early? Okay, no, just scouting a little, going for the consumables. Happy with the red spot. That's the flute, that's the dream.
Yeah, excellent item right there. Lots of great ones to be found from that camp. Like, for example, Quetzal's boots for the Dark Ranger. Right, Neo?
Absolutely, Remo. I always agree with you on that topic.
Gets the flute for the whole army. Now the crystal ball is coming in nicely. I think you should keep that item. Just later on against Burrow, it's helpful, and at the moment for getting confirmation for scouting and so on. Yeah, this map is very interesting creep-wise. Lots of medium armor, especially towards the middle. Easy to creep with normal damage units, but in Undead, it's only Undead Mirror, it's only really skeletons, unless you play some weird kind of ghoul style. And the outskirts, a lot of big items, a lot of permanent, impactful items. But in the middle, at the turtles, we have a lot of consumable items. So oftentimes the player who's creeping more in the middle will be looking more towards timings at around 50 supply. And the guy creeping on the outskirts might be looking to drag it out more, the game, to get more value over time from those items. Happy, by the way, going for the Gargantuan camp here between the starting positions. That's very unusual to see, because this is like kind of the worst camp you can go for on the map in terms of how quickly you creep it versus the reward you get. So I was very surprised indeed to see that here from him. But I guess it was one safe camp to wait until he finally gets tier 3, which now he has, and now is the overcorruption.
You know what? I kind of like WaN's approach here to go for the consumables in the middle. That can change so much in an Undead Mirror, and especially with Happy's potion luck, I want to call it. He always gets the greater mana, so you want to take that away from him maybe as soon as possible. You get quick access to the Dark Ranger, and he got rewarded with that greater mana. Gets a ghoul here as well, who's out for scouting. That's the second red spot for Happy, though, and I wonder how long can WaN really stay here in the middle and grab these consumables, because otherwise Happy's inventory is gonna be bonkers. As you can see, it's double damage auras on him now with the Warsong battle drums and the flute.
Yeah, it's getting level 4 DK as well for the improved Unholy Aura, which is really good. Again, delaying the Dark Ranger by a long time. I saw this build from him against Orc before, going for a faster Banshees into then Dark Ranger. But in Undead Mirror, the silence is really crucial usually. But Happy, not getting punished so far. In fact, it's WaN on the way back right now. He's a little concerned over here. Double silence though, nicely placed by WaN. He got the orb brought in from a Fiend thanks to Backpack against the Dark Ranger. Now for Happy in trouble, in fact, dead! Great hero kill to start things off with. The Lich might be in trouble as well, but no more silence to worry about. And with that big mana and double big healing potion, this fight should be impossible for Happy to take any longer.
Yeah, that's exactly what I meant by focusing on the back of the turtle for the early stages. You can maybe get control of the game with a fight like this. Happy pulling back a little, waiting for the Dark Ranger. Of course, his items are still great, especially for the very, very late game. But when we're both at 50 supply, the auras don't do as much as if we are on 70 supply, obviously. So that's when you still can't compete with them. Another problem, Happy again going for the early Temple of the Damned. WaN only following this up now. So how fast will we get the Banshee? There she is.
First curse against the Lich could help out a lot. Destroyer form, I imagine, at this point has been upgraded, but I'm not sure.
WaN, yeah, Happy is still in the process of upgrading.
Now they're kind of flirting with each other. Happy in this little dance definitely has a bit of an upper hand thanks to that aura. I keep on coming back to it, but it really makes a big difference. When you have 10% versus 17.5% move speed, you definitely feel it. And Happy's abusing that very nicely. Yeah, the Lich always getting in a few pot shots, but also always staying out of range. And here you can see it. Anti-magic on the Lich, who did not have an invul for Happy, and one curse on the enemy Lich. This one Banshee, great impact.
Oh yeah, I like it. The burrow again a little bit too late for WaN. We've seen this on Northern Isles before, and the statue control seems to be lacking a little. Another reveal, another kill, and it's pretty much like on map 1 that for the majority of the game it's like 50-50, even footing, and then there's the first big fight and Happy takes the lead.
A player's forces are under attack.
Yeah, making great usage of the small advantage that he had. The auras, specifically, and then the Banshee. The Banshee really swung it around. It feels like WaN should have been able to do better before, but he really wasn't. He's got one big consumable item now. Happy does. It's the one of Mana Steal, which is helpful, but certainly not the same impact as a big mana would have. And he didn't find it for once. Crazy.
Absolutely. Still fighting for the last turtle here. Supply lead isn't really big. Focus on the Dark Ranger now, wants to get the revenge, but there's a coil. WaN gets the kill. Destroyer a little bit in trouble, but he gets the second Fiend kill. Not bad, this engagement for WaN.
The Destroyer, though, was lost when there wasn't even web. It was just the Lich right-clicking it down. The damage was high enough. A little bit of mistake there, certainly, by WaN. Another Fiend dies in the back. Level 2 now for the Dark Ranger.
Statue
for
as
both
well.
the Dark Rangers, actually. Splitting their Fiends across. Statues kind of out of the fight. They were too low. They were too endangered. As the Fiends getting slaughtered one after the next. Happy seems to be slightly ahead still. But WaN still has those big consumables to use.
Happy at the 10 supply lead. There's a nuke, but there immediately is the follow-up coil. Banshee finally gone. A little bit of a skeleton advantage for WaN. There's still so much mana, though. There's also the Wind of Mana stealing that Happy can use in the later stages of the fight. That can be crazy. Another nuke and more right clicks, and the Dark Ranger falls. I think he wanted to pass something, but that didn't work. And with that, this should be the double Gs, and Happy in the winner bracket semifinal, especially since he's getting an expansion up on the back of this. WaN went for the Haunted Goldmine as well. It is done, but it's only one Acolyte. Maybe that will keep him in the game as a surprise factor.
Yeah, it's such a weird position. Like, not even natural, not even red camp spawning position, but over halfway to the left towards Happy's ward. So this could be a big difference maker here if it goes unscouted. If it gets scouted, the game ends right there probably. Also battle drums again for Happy. Doesn't stack, unfortunately, but at least the opponent doesn't get it. Lich, of course, got level 4. Pog in the meantime, so now we're going to have lots of mana regen. Happy again. Went for Frost Armor. Did he even use it in the fights, by the way? I'm not sure.
Didn't see it.
This is something new he's been introducing in Undead Mirror.
WaN's army is so small. It's so small, and yeah, exactly. There's no way in competing anymore. That's GG. And Happy with the 2-0. It's not getting killed by another Mouse Sports Undead. This was a pretty convincing performance here today.
Absolutely. Here in that under mirror still shows that he's the king in Europe. Will that remain to be true throughout the rest of the day? We'll see. We're going to see Happy again later on today. But first, we're going to have to figure out who his opponent's going to be, because Cooper had the lead earlier, but the game against X-Lord is not over yet.
Okay. Then let's take a quick look at the bracket that we have here. Not updated yet because we are operating on a 3-minute delay, but you can... Oh, actually, it's very misleading, so let's not do this. We are gathering funds for the Season 4 finals of W3 Champions. At the moment, we are at 2,200. 2,000 of that pool that you see on the screen is dedicated to this very tournament, the Season 3 finals. So we still need 1,800 to make it happen. And you can contribute on Matcherino like many others have already. So just follow the link of our bot, or go to Matcherino and type in W3 Champions. You will find it very easily as well. Then you end up here and see the beautiful tournament graphic that the team has done. And you can contribute here on the upper right hand side with a contribute button, or use the Twitter quests on the right hand side. Use your Twitter account, add some funds. Last time we were able to get 4,000. That was pretty amazing. That 4,000 made sure that we got the Season 3 finals, and now we want the Season 4 finals. Can we do it again, team? Would be absolutely amazing. We give you some time to do that now, as I think we have to look for a restream or something. But we're going to give you more action here very, very soon.